Over the last 6 months, I have been on a focused and intentional journey of decluttering my home. And one of the most valuable lessons that I want to share with you is each room needs a purpose. And that is a brand new concept to me because growing up, I just kind of threw stuff around and let the chips fall where they may. And even worse is when I became an adult and was living on my own in my 20s, it was a mess. I was completely embarrassed to ever invite anybody to my apartment because I knew it was bad, but I just didn't know how to fix it. And yes, of course, I understood that I could just pick stuff up and shove it in a closet before people would come over, but what I didn't understand is that having a sense of order and organization really made a difference. And if I didn't have a vision for each space and a purpose for each room, then everything was just gonna get cluttered again and again and again. So come along, we are gonna work on my daughter's room right now. And as we work, I'm gonna talk to you about what you can do to find purpose in each space in your home. So what is the problem with not defining a purpose for each space in your house? What's the big deal? Well, the problem is that when a room doesn't have a defined purpose and a set of tasks that it is responsible for, then it gets cluttered and it becomes sort of a dumping ground. I don't know what room that is in your house, but in our house, there are two spaces I can think of. One is our lower level or our walkout basement because it's kind of just where people come into the house through the garage. And so that is where shoes and bags and all kinds of stuff get dumped. And the other room is the one we're in here, which is my daughter's room. And the reason this room gets dumped on is because my daughter doesn't actually sleep in here yet. We are working on it, but as of right now, she still sleeps in our bedroom. And so this room kind of, I don't know, I just give myself a free pass because it's like, well, she's not really sleeping in here, so it doesn't matter if I leave my purses in this room, or if I fill all of the extra drawers with things like my stationery or sunscreen or who knows what. I guess we'll find out next time. But the problem is that I didn't have any rules for this room, and I don't have any rules for our downstairs entryway. So today I'm going to go through with you how I came up with the purpose and vision for this room and what rules I follow now. And I'm going to help you come up with a vision for the difficult spots in your house. What is the purpose of this room? So we've been talking in a lot of generalities, but let's talk in specifics about this room. So the purpose and vision for this room is, it is a toddler bedroom and playroom, which means that the only things that belong in this room should be things for my toddler. Her clothes, her toys, her books, her, whatever it is that she needs. That's all that belongs in this room. So when I start bringing my personal belongings in here, I'm breaking the rules. And that's when we end up with clutter. And that's when we end up with a situation where anytime we want to come play in here, it takes time to move stuff out of the way that we have space for the people who want to be in here. And that is just no fun. I would love to be able to just walk in here and have my daughter be able to play freely, move around however she wants, and just enjoy our time together without worrying about making a mess or cleaning up a mess. So how do we get there? Well, here is my purpose and vision for this room. I wrote it out, and actually I really encourage you to get a piece of paper and a pen and write out your purpose for the room that you're thinking of as well. So here's my little template. It is 5 sentences. The first sentence is going to be just a general description of what the room is for. So sentence number 1 for me is that this is Amelia's room for sleeping and play. The second sentence is going to be a rule that you need to follow. So something that if you walk into the space and you see that it is not this way, that you know immediately what you need to fix to get it where it needs to be. So for me, that second sentence is the floor should be clear and free of clutter. So that's a rule. So if I walk by this room and the floor is not free and clear of clutter, I know what I need to do to get it in shape. The third sentence is going to be a description of what can go in here, right? So what can go in here and by default, sort of what can't. So my third sentence is the shelves, closets, and drawers are for Amelia's belongings. That's it. If you're working on a different kind of space, you can think of, whose belongings can go in this room or in this space. You can think of, I think that's mostly it, whose belongings. The fourth sentence is just another rule. Again, a visual cue that lets me know that things are amiss if it is not this way. So my fourth sentence, my next rule is the bed should be clean and made up each day. So again, if I walk in and the floor is full of clutter and toys, or the bed is not made and is a disaster, I know that this room has gotten out of control and it is not fulfilling its purpose, which is to be a welcoming place for Amelia. Which brings me to my last sentence, which is, what feeling do you want people to have when they come into this space? So when you're thinking about the purpose of the space, you also want to think about the experience and the feeling that you're going to have when you get in here. So for me, that last fifth sentence is, it is a pleasant and welcoming place for Amelia to enjoy with family. So what that means is, it is easy for her to access all of her toys. It is easy for her to engage with other people. So for us to be in here with her. And that means that all of the things in here that are easy for her to get to should be things that she currently enjoys playing with, that are age appropriate, and that she likes. That's it. Those are the rules. So just to kind of give you that recap, those 5 sentences all together at once so you get the feeling. Amelia's room is her bedroom and play space. The floor should be clear and free of clutter. The shelves, closet, and drawers are for her belongings. The bed should be clean and made up daily. It is a pleasant and welcoming room for Amelia to enjoy with her family. So those are my 5 sentences that sort of encompass the purpose and vision for this room. Now that I have that down, it is so much easier for me as I'm decluttering, as I'm tidying up, to make these decisions about what gets to stay and what has to go. When I did this initial cleanup that you're watching here, or that you're seeing clips of, I hadn't written down the vision yet. So there are still things in this room that do not meet the purpose of this room. So I'm actually going to do another video. I'll do a bonus video that'll come out next week on Monday, and you will see me do the final brutal, ruthless, no holds barred declutter of this room. I'm going to get rid of all the stuff in the drawers. I'm going to get rid of the stuff in the closet that doesn't belong to my daughter. This room is no longer going to be a storage room. It's no longer going to be a guest room. It is going to be my toddler daughter's room once and for all. And I think once that has happened, cleaning it up and keeping it tidy on a regular basis is going to be a breeze. Already, with just what I've done, it is so much simpler to do my nighttime routine and make sure all the toys are put away, make sure that the floor is clear, make sure the bed is made. It literally takes me less than 4 minutes, probably maybe 3 minutes, to get that all done. And so if I take all the other stuff out, I can only imagine how much better it's gonna feel. So what room are you thinking of? Let me know in the comments below. I am so excited to hear what rooms you're thinking about as we're talking about giving spaces purpose. I'd love to hear about yours. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, I really would encourage you to subscribe because I'm going to do that deep declutter, brutal. I don't care if I have an emotional attachment to something. If you want to see me cry again, if you want to watch me get emotional over my daughter's her first pair of shoes that she used to wear all the time, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to throw those in the garbage because they are beyond donating at this point. She wore them a lot for several months. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.